My name is Sani, and this is the story of how one mistake, one act of selfishness destroyed everything I loved. I come from the northeastern part of Nigeria. A few years ago, I met a beautiful girl named Bilkisu on Facebook. She was everything I had ever wanted: kind, intelligent, and loving. After months of talking, I proposed, and we got married. For the first time, I felt truly happy. Our life together felt perfect. Bilkisu and I had a son, Umar, who brought endless joy into our home. I loved them both more than anything. But beneath that happiness, I was hiding something: a reckless tie to my past. My ex was my first love. We had dated for years before her family married her off while I was still in university. After she got married, we drifted apart, but a few years later, she reached out to me on WhatsApp. What started as casual chats turned into something more. The messages became flirty, then romantic, and eventually explicit. I knew it was wrong. I told myself it didn't matter because it wasn't physical. It's just words, I thought. But deep down, I knew I was betraying Bilkisu. I was playing with fire, and I thought I could control the flames. One evening, after work, Bilkisu asked for my phone to make a call. I handed it to her without hesitation, not thinking she would go through my WhatsApp messages. But she did. When I turned back to her, she was staring at my phone, her face pale and trembling. "Sani, what is this?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. My heart sank. I knew what she had seen: the romantic, dirty messages I had exchanged with my ex. "Bilkisu, it's nothing," I stammered, my words hollow even to my own ears. "It didn't mean anything. Please forgive me." She looked at me with tears in her eyes, her voice breaking. "How could you do this to me, to us?" I had no answer. I had betrayed her trust, and no excuse could erase the pain I caused. That night, she didn't say another word to me. The next day, her mother called. She was furious and demanded that I bring Bilkisu back to her family. "I can't let her stay with a man who disrespects her like this," her mother said. I tried to explain, to beg, to promise that it would never happen again. But it was too late. Her decision was final. When the weekend came, I drove Bilkisu and Umar to her family's home. The car ride was suffocatingly silent. I tried to apologize, to ask for another chance, but she wouldn't respond. Her silence hurt more than any words. When we arrived, her family was waiting for us. They were furious, and I didn't blame them. Her mother shoved divorce papers in front of me and said, "Sign these or don't bother leaving here." I turned to Bilkisu, pleading, "Please don't do this. Think about Umar. Think about us." She didn't look at me. Her voice was cold. "You didn't think about us when you sent those messages." With no other choice, I signed the papers, hoping she might forgive me someday. A week later, I received a call that shattered me. Bilkisu was in the hospital. She had miscarried a baby girl I didn't even know we were expecting. I rushed to the hospital, my heart pounding. When I arrived, the doctor told me she had taken pills to end the pregnancy. I sat by her bed, desperate for answers. "Bilkisu, why? Why would you do this?" I asked, tears streaming down my face. She looked at me, her voice weak. "I didn't want to, but my mother insisted. She said I couldn't take a baby to Saudi Arabia." Her family had pressured her into the abortion. They had plans to send her to work abroad, and the pregnancy didn't fit into those plans. The next morning, the unthinkable happened. Bilkisu passed away from complications. I was devastated. I lost my wife, my unborn daughter, and the family I had taken for granted. Now, I live with the guilt every day. I betrayed the woman who loved me, and my actions set off a chain of events that destroyed everything we had built. If you're hearing this, let my story be a lesson. Don't take your loved ones for granted. Don't betray the trust of the people who love you. One mistake, one selfish act can destroy everything you hold dear. If I could go back, I'd do everything differently. But now all I have are memories and the unbearable regret of what I've lost. Have you been in a similar situation or have advice to share? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this story resonated with you, like, subscribe, and share it to remind others to cherish their loved ones.
Don't forget to subscribe.